Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. I'm venture capitalist Jeffrey Catherine Mullins. You might recognize me from my appearance on Shark Tank, where I became the first contestant to actually fight a great white shark. You might also recognize me from my highly publicized study, where I discovered exactly why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. When I'm not fighting giant carnivorous fish or discovering addictive substances in children's cereal, I'm head of Saventureprise Health Solutions. Let me take a minute to tell you exactly why Saventureprise Health Solutions is great. Saventure offers expert level services in software development, database administration, and business intelligence. Let's look at a recent case where we helped Greenfield Medical Center modernize its operations. Greenfield is a middle market regional hospital with 12 wards, 100 employees, and serves a local population of 50,000. Greenfield is a leader in cardiac surgery for both humans and prairie dogs. We were tasked with redesigning their transaction process system and implementing a business intelligence platform utilizing a data warehouse. First, let's take a look at the transaction processing system.
Okay, welcome to the transaction processing system that we designed for Greenfield Medical Center. I'm going to log in now with site director credentials so I'm able to access each form. There we are. All right, so we've logged in. Here is our material management form. You can view existing materials and create new materials. You can also update existing materials. Same with inventory. You can check inventory levels of any materials. Here's our vendor form where you can view existing vendors, update their information, or add a new vendor record. And here's our purchase management. Here we can create and close purchase orders. So let's take a look here. So in order to create a purchase order, let's choose an open requisition and pull the items from that requisition. Here we go. When you click on any item, the primary and secondary vendors are displayed here. So this vendor has an existing purchase order. We could add this item to the existing purchase order, or we could create a new order from this vendor. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we've created our new purchase order. Here's our new purchase order ID. Let's add this item to our new purchase order. We're ordering 15 of this item and it costs $10. So we'll add that to the purchase order and there it is. If we change our mind, actually we want to do 25 of these, we can do that. So let's go back to our main menu. Let's take a look at our existing open purchase orders. Here is the one that we just created. We can see the information about the open purchase order is displayed here. Let's look at our purchase lines. I believe this is, yep, here's the one that we just created. So let's look up information regarding that line. There we are. So now let's say we're taking delivery of this purchase. They delivered those 25 items we asked for. So we'll go ahead and get that updated. And now we can see that the purchase order is closed. And if we refresh our open purchase orders, it's gone. Thank you.
Wow, that was a lot of transactions we processed. Hope they enjoyed TPS reports. Next, we built a robust business intelligence system for Greenfield Medical Center that aggregates their historical TPS data into a data warehouse. You know what? Let's see what the system can do.
We wanted to analyze requisition delivery times by ward for GMC. Here we see each ward listed, and then here are the total numbers of requisitions which were delivered late to each ward. So we can see that neurology has a real issue with receiving late requisitions, whereas urology and plastic surgery, they're doing okay. Their requisitions are coming in generally on time, it looks like. So this next graph shows how late the requisitions are, when they are late. Here we see that plastic surgery, general surgery, and family and community medicine generally have the latest of the late requisitions, just on average. And again, the vast majority of requisitions that were delivered were actually on time, but the ones that were late were pretty late in these particular wards. Here we see late requisitions. Now this is broken down by material. We thought it might be interesting to look and see if there were any particular materials which were consistently being delivered late, and it seems like there were. We can see the Proviron tablets, we can see the Hague cream eye drops, all of these, longer bars here, they run up to about 3 days late on average, so GMC may want to investigate that and see if there's anything about perhaps the requisition fill process or the inventory storage or anything along those lines which may be causing these particular materials to be consistently late. And here we have it just filtered down to those materials that were 3 days late on average when they were late. So GMC was interested in better understanding their relationship with vendors and looking at how their purchase orders are being filled. We can see here a list of all vendors that are currently selling to GMC, and what we've plotted on this chart is their percentage of under delivery. And the way we calculated that was we looked on purchase orders, units ordered minus units received, and then all of that divided by units ordered. And so that's what gave us this value here. We can see that the vast majority of vendors don't have an issue with under delivery. However, there are some exceptions. We can see in particular that this vendor, looks like Thames Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, has a real problem. Looks like they are under delivering almost 3% of the time. So we really do want to make sure that GMC is aware that that's going on, and they may want to just reconsider this relationship. We also were curious to see if there were any materials which were being consistently under delivered. And so we took a look there and we found that there were. It looks like Cerazette and guanethidine are consistently under-delivered more than any other material. So we were a little bit curious to see if maybe Thames had anything to do with this. So we just ran a couple of very simple SQL queries and found out that actually no, the primary and secondary vendors were totally different. They were not who we expected to see. So we wonder if maybe this is something that's related more to the material itself than to the vendor.
Wow, that was something else. Now, let's take a look at something completely different. I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about a few of the important lessons we've learned during the Greenfield Medical Center project. It's always important to keep in mind the users, how they are going to actually use the system. Our original UIs weren't very intuitive, and that caused some issues with the staff as we were training them and showing them how to use our system. So it's always important to remember the needs of the person that will actually be using the system. Documentation is key to a project. If everyone's having a different vision, it doesn't ultimately work. There are issues with designs. People make assumptions. Communication and documentation is always going to be something that we value. Voicing opinions and showing passion about your ideas. We had a lot of fun these past few hours, haven't we? I showed you how Saventurprise Solutions brought a dumpy prairie dog hospital into the human world. That's not all we do at Saventurprise. We pride ourselves on our thorough investigations into the businesses of each and every one of our customers, and the fiery passion we show for each and every